Kebebasan menyampaikan pendapat adalah salah satu bagian dari demokrasi yang kerap dibanggakan oleh masyarakat Barat. Sebagai seorang yang tumbuh di Barat dan telah mengunjungi berbagai negara Timur, Sandra memiliki pandangan tersendiri akan hal ini.
So, the West quickly says to everyone, oh, in the East there's no freedom of speech. What does the freedom of speech get us anyway? So that's just another tactic that they use to make the West look superior to the East. So because I get to call the Prime Minister a douchebag, I think I'm free. This is the biggest lie we've ever been sold. So in the West, they talk about freedom of speech all the time. You can say whatever you want, and people love that. They go on and rant and rave and say whatever they want about all of these leaders. But what do we get in return? Because nothing changes. We let our anger out and literally just keep getting rorted left and right.
Sandra melihat kebebasan yang dimiliki oleh masyarakat Barat adalah kebebasan yang semu. Sebab meskipun setiap orang diberikan kebebasan untuk menyampaikan pendapatnya secara terbuka, namun seringkali hasilnya ditentukan oleh pihak penguasa.
So, I'll use Australia as an example. Yes, I can call whoever I want in the parliament any name that I feel like. I can say anything to anyone. And I still have my rights taken from me, or don't get the basic as a citizen of that country. And again, this comes back to the comparative things that I'm always seeing when it comes to East and West. But we're given that freedom of speech token like it actually means something, when in fact it means nothing. It's purely just an outlet for your anger management issues and the problems that you have with the government. So instead of making real changes, they let you feel like you can have a word in it. And guess what? Nothing will happen. Your complaint goes into actual thin air, or it's got no constructive criticism to it anyway. Like, you don't gain anything. So now, again, turning to the East, maybe there's more restriction about what you can and can't say, but they're just as limited or just as free as us. So it's just one big lie.
Senada dengan hal itu, seorang pengusaha sekaligus tokoh internet dari Amerika Serikat, Luke Belmar, juga mengungkapkan hal yang sama. Belmar mengamati bahwa kebebasan hanya sebatas peran yang dijalankan oleh orang Barat, tanpa menyadari diri mereka tengah berada di dalam genggaman para penguasa.
You think about the fact that, Biden called Trump a threat to democracy.
What is democracy?
Well, it's our right to vote and be able to have our say.
No, it's not, because democracy doesn't work. Democracy is of the people, for the people, but the people are stupid. The people can't vote, and you think the elites are allowing the people to vote? You think you think this idea of voting systems being completely transparent?
People do have the option to vote, but I also think people can be manipulated to vote in a certain way.
It's called public relations.
Yeah.
Invented by Edward Bernays, a synonym for propaganda. It all originates, dude, mass control of the mind.
So why does sometimes the left get elected and sometimes the right get elected, if it's the same people behind them?
Because it's all perception. Because if you give people perception of choice, then they'll never revolt, because that makes you feel like you're free. So you don't own the left, you don't own the right. You own both of them.
So how would you define it then? If we don't have democracy?
You own both of them. Listen, guys, listen. The system is very simple. Money gets created in the bank, right? Credit creation gets lent out. We create $200 billion worth of funding to Israel. Where do you think? Do you think that money, that 200 billion, zero of that 200 billion is going to come back to buy politicians to make more money?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Why not? Yeah. It's a big scam. It's been taking place forever. That's why you have all these big lobbies and all these big companies that are just throwing tens of millions of dollars. It's all recycled money from credit creation. That's why you can fund wars, you can fund politicians in perpetuity. So you don't own the left, you don't own the right, you own it all.